Just last week, a New York teenager was committing suicide in his front yard, and over the past year, Jamey Rodemeyers says he was questioning his sexuality. Because of that, he says he fell victim to hateful slurs and bullying in school and online. Jamey was a Lady Gaga fan, and at his homecoming, the students started chanting his name when a Lady Gaga song came on. But then the bullies started to chant, "You're better off dead." So Jamey's bullying continued even after he died. We're going to have an interview coming up in just a few minutes talking about how, as parents and even friends, can help to sort of stop these bullies in their tracks. We were talking earlier about the 14-year-old boy who committed suicide in his front yard just last week, and he said it was because he was starting to question his own sexuality, and he was having real issues with the bullying and the slurs he was hearing at school. And joining us live this morning is Jim West, life coach, and he's joining us to talk a little bit more about this case. And bullying is your expertise. This is something that you have really sort of focused in on over the years.
Right.
We're seeing such dramatic reactions by kids these days, it seems, to bullying, to the point that they are actually taking their own lives. Do you feel like we're sort of seeing a little bit of a copycat effect? Like, you know what, maybe I'll just do that too?
You know, unfortunately, kids, when they do see these things, they do see it as an easy out if they have been a victim of bullying. The bullying has really become a problem with the social media because, you know, they used to be able to have just bullying at school,
right,
and then they can go home and get away from it. But now it's really tough for teenagers to get away from the bullying when they get home to their computers.
Let's talk about that, because social media has really opened up, sadly, a whole new opportunity for the bullies to get at you.
Right.
And it's sort of, there's a screen there, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Don't you think it makes you a little more inclined to do things or say things you wouldn't say when that screen is there?
You're definitely less inhibited when, you know, you're on the computer, because you can say things without worrying about somebody saying something to you or confronting you or getting caught. However, you can print it right out. And there are laws now that was passed in 2008 that if they just print the email out, they can take it to the school and report it anonymously, and then the school can deal with that. They have rules and laws that they have to do something about this.
Let's talk about parents and also kids of, you know, who are of this age who see this bullying going on. What first can parents do to try to prevent this?
Well, they need to be friends on their social networks. If the students won't let them, then they take away the computer until they do. They need to have the password to their accounts. They need to be able to monitor their accounts. And then the other thing is they need to block the students that are bullying them. Just block them, and work with the students to not respond to them. Just don't respond. And if you have to respond, I tell the kids, just say something like, you know, yeah, you're right, or agree with them. If they call you an idiot or a loser, just say, you're right, I am. I wish I could play basketball as well as you could. And I've had a kid on some of the basketball. I had a kid on a basketball team at one of the local high schools. He had that issue. He did it, and the guy goes, okay, I'll see you at practice, you know? And the bullying just stopped because he just didn't give him what he wanted.
Right, it sort of deflated it, I guess, right?
He rolled with it, you know?
Should the parents also be talking to the school, to the teacher, to the administrators?
Yes, they should. They should definitely talk to the schools. You know, Florida is ahead of the game as far as bullying. New York, unfortunately, where this boy Jamey went to school, they don't have any bullying laws right now. This is the second kid to actually commit suicide in the school in the last year.
Right.
However, we don't think the first kid was bullied. We don't know for sure. There's no evidence at all of that. But it's just kind of ironic that it's happened in this school, and how intense and how hateful the bullying was, to the point where it wasn't just online. It was at a homecoming dance after his wake.
Right.
You know, yelling and chanting, "You're better off dead." I mean, it was just so intense. It was so mean and hateful. And these kids, these bullies, are 4 times more likely to commit a crime. By the age of 24, or 60% will have, you know, these bullies, you know, will have committed some type of a crime. So these are serious issues. And you know, it's interesting. In my office, I see the victims.
Oh, right. Sure.
The bullies need to come too. They have mental health issues, just like the victims who are getting depressed from all the bashing them and you know, the hateful messages that they're saying to them. So,
and it's important for the parents to be able to recognize both if they have a bully in their house and someone who's being bullied.
Right, and these kids, they don't talk. A lot of times, boys especially don't talk about things.
Right.
Or maybe they're embarrassed to talk about it to their parents because they're afraid that their parents will go to the school, and that's just humiliating to them. So that's just another barrier to helping these kids.
Well, Jim West, we certainly appreciate your expertise this morning. Thanks so much for coming in from Total Life Counseling.